Have we jumped the shark on criticizing the officials or thinking the officials are slanted in one way? That the commissioners had to address this. You got the referees have had to address this.
Yes.
Like, we're overly critical. We think that they're somehow rigged. But could there be more transparency? Would be what I would ask.
Well, what are you looking for? Like to
officials, poll reporter, like after the Saints-Rams game a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I need full transparency there. I think that's only fair. And as we get deeper and deeper into gambling, I think you got to have that transparency so it doesn't feel like there's a Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind the curtain here.
I just don't know how a Wizard of Oz would work. That's the whole thing. How would that work? Who makes the decision in what room, and how is it communicated to a vast
No, but they should be
number of
available,
people?
though, Rich.
Like the officials after the game, like
Yes.
a press conference or something?
I think that let's say it's in the playoffs. Is that asking too much?
I think the transparency that you might be looking for is something that I do believe they do in the spring leagues, which is you listen in on the conversation.
I like that.
As the officials at headquarters and at the facility are talking about it.
Yeah.
So you actually hear it. And so you know who might be personally responsible to say, I can't tell if that's a first down or not by Josh Allen. I just think that, if they do put a chip in the football and they do have lasers, I want refs with freaking lasers on their head, and you figure out to the nth millimeter where to spot the football, there will always be people who go, who owns the chip? Who owns the chip company? Take a look at who owns the chip company.
Who
'Cause
invested?
They once went to school
Yeah.
with Robert Kraft's great-grandson, and then all of a sudden, it's like that GIF, that you see from on every conspiracy tinfoil hat site, So I don't know where it ends or where it begins. I know I'm accused of being a company man when it comes to that. I don't care because I just definitely know there's no chance that somebody is sitting there or, for instance, in the NFC Championship game on the take going, okay, I hope Drew Brees throws it in my direction. Please have him throw it in my direction because there's no way I'm calling pass interference if there's anything close to contact in this very moment.
Even helmet to helmet.
No, this is going to be a great time for me to make sure I get that money. I just don't know how that happens. I know there are gamblers out there who would be sitting there thinking I'm completely naive. I just know how hard, and you know it too, and that's why Travis Kelce said this week, when he was asked in his media session, do you have a question for the press? And his answer was, yeah, why are you puffing this story up? Because you know how hard I work. You should, as a professional, know how hard we all work, how long it takes to get to this point for a third straight year, my God, and you're thinking that there's some zebra out there putting their thumbprint on it. I just know that it's just the same thing that we were talking about with the Patriots dynasty. It's the same thing we're going to talk about with the next dynasty.
Huh? No, I'm kidding.
No, you're but
however, with that said,
awful call.
However,
I get it, Seton. I totally hear you, man. Bill Burr was on my show last week. He is adamant that there's somebody in the NFL that's massaging things. He says he doesn't think he's fixing it, massaging it for the Chiefs.
Wow.
And trust me, when Luka got traded this week, I got a very similar text from him basically saying the NBA's massaging that because the Lakers need to get puffed up, and he is a diehard sports fan.
He needs to get a life.
Well, listen, I just think it is I shouldn't say this about him. Because I don't know if he gambles. But just anybody who gambles, I think, does have a serious thought about this is too easy that it's happening over and over and over again for the Chiefs.
The NFL doesn't want to go out of their way to say, oh, we want the best team in football to be in Kansas City. It doesn't. None of it makes any sense there. And we like the Chiefs because they finally rid us of the New England Patriots. Like, thank God. And then all of a sudden we got tired of the Chiefs.
Right.
Now we can't wait. Like, who would have thought, hey, I can't root for the Chiefs. I'm rooting for the Eagles. Like,
Dan, I spent a night of my life in January rooting for Notre Dame, okay? So I can understand what the heck is going on in this world, that strange bedfellows can be made. I spent a night.
So Notre Dame, Ohio
and I got
State.
nothing for it. I got nothing for it.